Hello, Sat Nam, beautiful humans. How are you doing today? When thinking about self-compassion versus self-judgment, I remember reading Paul Gilbert's book, Mindful Compassion, and learning about emotional conditioning. I think it is fair to say that our environment largely dictates our conditioning. Did we witness our parents harshly judging themselves as children? Our subconscious programming from about the time we were 7 is a major indicator of how we show up in the world as adults. As young children, we are walking subconscious minds. We do not have critical faculty. This is something we develop somewhere between the ages of 7 to 12. Our critical faculty is the analytical mind, which separates the subconscious mind from the conscious mind. This is where we can become aware of our choices and our decisions. Most kids don't really have a filter, but as we get older, we develop a filter to distort, delay, or generalize information coming through our minds. There are many things that occur in our environment simultaneously. To prevent overwhelming factors, these filters develop typically when we are pre-adolescents and begin to block certain things out of our environment. We can compartmentalize information, but those filters are derived from our belief system, from the programming that is installed when we are children. If we do not change this programming, we grow up to be adults that are run by a 7-year-old mind. When witnessing a political figure acting inappropriately or spewing out crazy talk, it is safe to say that they are letting their traumatized 7-year-old brain dictate their every move. A lot of people are unaware of their programming. We have no control over the programming that occurs when we are children. And as adults, it can be intimidating to unpack. But if we do not take that vital step to give ourselves a conscious choice, then our lives are not our own, and we will just be another cog in the wheel of society, forever sucking it to the man. In his seminal work, Outwitting the Devil, throughout the book, Napoleon Hill describes this as drifting. As it's my understanding, drifters take no affirmative action on building a life of their own. They let the mores of the world carry them from place to place. It makes me think of driftwood crashing along the shore during a storm on the Pacific Northwest coast. How did it get there? I don't know about you, but I don't want to live a life where my unconscious 7-year-old brain calls all the shots. I want to choose what I want to create, which I think is why I committed to sharing this. I want to be of service to others by enduring compassion training and sharing what I learn. It's not always easy to be compassionate with oneself. Some days are a struggle. But when given ample time to conduct the business of the day that needs attending to, stress levels go down. And we are given time to just breathe and let things be as they are. When deadlines or chaos looms ahead, it can be easy to fall into the trap of our surroundings, joining forces with worry or concern. But these are the times when we are most needed for holding compassion, so we can be a light for others in the darkness. May our gratitude for loving oneself and others be an inspiration for many generations to come. Thubten Jinpa mentions that the Dalai Lama envisions a scenario where we will observe the vital aspect of caring for one's mind, and training through compassionate means is the key to human flourishing. And as the pandemic continued to carry on, returning to training the mind through awareness of the breath and the body is a rare solace we can experience in the midst of quite a chaotic moment for the Earth's inhabitants. This is also a wonderful means to reduce feelings of isolation during this time, clearing the mind and stepping back and coming to the realization that we are all connected as one. This is a deep, reverberating, intrinsic feeling within all of us where we are able to see thoughts as perhaps simply cars as we sit on the side of the road, and we can watch the cars or perhaps lay back and watch the clouds. Shall we tap into that energy right now? I invite you to slow down and let the thoughts inside your head float by casually like a nice song or a gentle breeze. Envision inhaling all the love contained in the universe. And exhale anything that's not serving you. Anything you're holding back or struggling to release right now. Inhale and know that you are loved and being held deeply right now by the absolute love surrounding you. And exhale all the pain and the anxiety. You don't want it, nor need it. Shrug it off. Last night took an L, but today I bounced back. The conscious mind is exquisite in its intricacy. Gilbert refers to this as our new brain, the limbic brain, which has so many beautiful capabilities, as opposed to our lizard brain, where we could merely act upon fight or flight mechanisms. Now we are able to metacognitively reflect on our thoughts, maintaining a sense of awareness, stepping back into the observer's witness seat of consciousness, watching all those cars pass by on the road, but not emotionally invested. And as we continue to evolve, we realize that we may receive more benefits in a happier state of mind by turning our attention to the vast, infinite, deep space within. Contained therein is a multi-dimensional, enigmatic entity that awaits to be unearthed, so it can share its wisdom with the world. I feel as though when I meditate, I am tapping into an inner guide that is vast and expansive and has been around the block a lot longer than I have in this life cycle that began in the year 87. When I enter this space, I sense an ancestral healing occurring where I am in touch with my progenitors. I am open and receptive to receiving the advice they care to share. Then my meditation becomes something that is not simply an act of taking care of myself. I become a vessel to share messages of light from invisible realms of existence. I can speak their truth and let it resound around the universe, a torch of light to inspire others free of self-projection. Rather, it is a limitless expression of insight, intuition, awareness, and understanding. I seek to go where the help is needed. Setting that as an intention has allowed me to enter some deep states of being, where I may have felt frustrated in fleeting moments before entering oneness with the divine. Those thoughts usually drift away, and if they don't, then perhaps after shedding some tears and downloading all of my thoughts about the situation will finally allow them to dissipate as I return my attention to the breath. Sometimes I am left with an indescribable feeling, something so much greater and profound than my measly little issue that arose before starting to practice. I may develop an insight or idea that may not have arrived if I had not taken a moment to be with my breath. So in this way, I can work through feelings where I question my self-worth. I can come back to self-compassion and share this experience with others who seem to be in the midst of a personal battle. I would do so gently and only when solicited. I feel immense love for myself and my beautiful brain. Can you say the same? And even when not in the best state of mind, we are still accomplishing things. On my end, opening a business checking account, signing everything on the line, and having the bank teller wish me well on my entrepreneurial journey, working as a holistic business consulting coach. A good omen. A little over a year ago, I had to pivot like many of us did with the pandemic. My job as a regional manager dissolved. COVID took to the streets. So I started to take note of what I was good at. I thrive as an altruist. Here we are, birthing a new season. I find that I am at my best when I am helping others improve their lives. Instead of offering trite statements or platitudes, I would rather offer love and a hug and deep understanding. I like to think of what the elders of the First Nations tribes would say. We are here for a very short season in the grand scheme of things. Our lives may feel long, but our time on earth is short. Let me offer resources while I am still here. I have dreams of helping countless others as I continue to show up for myself, committing to my own shadow work. Step by step, day by day, each little task complete is an indication of a quantum leap. Based on my research, and from what I have learned in the class that I'm currently taking at Harvard that is interested in the connection between Buddhism and psychology, this is what it means to be a bodhisattva. You rise to the occasion to be of service to others. You do not offer advice unless warranted. You sit in the witness seat of consciousness and hold space for others, even if you do not know what to say in that moment. You exercise self-compassion to return to a state of acceptance for the present moment with grace. Jinpa states that our perception indicates how we show up in the world. If we see the world as generally a good place with lots of caring individuals surrounding us, then we will feel secure and experience a genuine sense of belonging within our community. However, if we see predominantly selfish acts and witness people around us only looking out for themselves, then we may be antagonistic and have a difficult time trusting others. When we open ourselves up to the idea that our perception shapes our reality, then we can change the world by holding an attitude that seeks to serve others. Gilbert refers to the first stage of psychology and compassionate training as waking up to the experience of suffering within ourselves and others. Once we become aware of this, we can open to the second stage by attempting to alleviate that distress with an attitude that tends towards kindness and being amicable. This comes with the understanding that we are all intrinsically connected. We expand this circle of compassion outward as we strive for our loved ones to experience great joy and happiness. To initiate this, we must practice self-compassion. Can you relate to your own suffering? Or does it feel quite foreign or perhaps confusing? We must look at our own inner fears before we can address the needs of others. First, we seek to cultivate genuine, joyful experiences and feeling content within ourselves. This is the bedrock that provides the foundation for leaping into action to alleviate the suffering of others. Instead of pushing down any emotional triggers, we can be present with them and simply observe them with a curious, loving, and gentle frame of mind. Is it possible then to feel comfortable and okay as we slice through waters of uncertainty? Can you find a sense of security in the middle of a great storm at sea or shifting sands in the desert? Gilbert describes a simple thought exercise where we are invited to first pay attention to the sensations of our right foot, then our left foot. Then we are invited to shift our awareness to the sensations on our lips. The point of this is to help us understand that our attention goes where our energy flows. Gilbert states that our consciousness works as a zoom lens that will focus on one thing while letting go of another. Our recollections and our memory systems powerfully influence our feelings and the sensations we experience. It is interesting that as I have committed to doing more self-work by meditating, it has awakened new layers within my subconscious mind that see the atrocities with the way people are inhumanely treated in many different ways. Perhaps for the simple reason that they have more melanin in their skin or identify with a gender that is not the one that they were born with. After committing to a month-long meditation challenge, I feel better physiologically, but also do not feel good in my heart center because I can feel the oppression around me to a greater degree. As I am willing to be honest with my surroundings, I seek to be a non-optical ally. Human rights for every living being on this planet matter. As I continue to do this work, I feel the oneness within, calling me to use my voice and platform and privilege to take a stand against this brutal oppression. Indigenous, LGBTQ, and people of color currently face. When I talked to my partner about this, they said, change is slow, but not impossible. This experience is a testament that waking up is not always a fun or joyful endeavor. Real talk, finding your true purpose in life is a gritty undertaking that requires a lot of tenacity to pull through and not just want to disappear completely off the face of the planet. So we take the suffering of ourselves and others and hold it with love and then send it out, transmitting the pain into freedom. We inhale the love frequency and exhale all the things that we don't want or need. Inhale love. Exhale pain. Inhale all the goodness in life. Exhale all the bullshit. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Long as we are loved, is all you need. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Sending you so much love right now. Sat Nam, beautiful human.